Mr. Ogbonnia Okoronkwo. I'm going to call him Ogbo for the entire rest of this. Now that I got his name
Yes.
out, I see you're
Yeah.
smirking already. Again, from a contract standpoint, he had a good year with the Texans, but I think like a $6 million AAV is the ballpark, give or take a couple mil. Again, I'd aim for like a 3-year, $19.5 million deal. That's 6.5 average annual value. What I like from him, he can rush off of both edges. He can rush from a 2 or a 3-point stance. He's got a very quality spin move. He's got a long arm. He's got a swipe. He's got a ghost rush. He's got an arm over, and he's got a rip. He works hard against the run. He's violent at the point of attack. He uses both hands. He has purposeful movement. He operates with lean, plays with leverage, can use some speed to power, but he's violent. He's quick. He's sudden. He's got a good get off. He attacks tight ends in the run game and in pass protection. He also learns from his previous reps, much like Ebokem did, which I like. You can see him learn and progress as the game goes along. Also, some reps or some numbers for him. 239 defenders in 2022 that had at least 20% of pass rush snaps. He was 29th in the entire NFL in PRP. And then also per next gen stats, he had the third highest pressure rate at 16.4% amongst all defenders with 200 plus rushes. So a quietly sneaky year on a team that played actually really hard, and people don't realize it because of their record for the Houston Texans. So this first rep here for Ogbo is just him owning a tight end in the run game. You're going to see him establish his hands. You're going to see the violence. You're going to see him shed. Look, he puts his head right into the I'm sorry, this one makes me giggle every time. Right off the bat, he puts his head into the chest. This rep initially when he makes contact, this is your prototypical, like this is just how you hit the sled with all 3 points of contact with your hands into the chest or under the armpits or on the shoulder, your helmet right into the center. You hit with all 3 points, you lift, you drive. He gets low, jacks up the tight end, but as he jacks up the tight end, he gets his eyes into the backfield. And then once he sees where Pollard is going and he sees him declare his path, he just chucks the tight end to the ground like he owes him rent money and then just makes the tackle. And this isn't that type of play isn't a rarity. Like that happens with regularity for him because of how he operates. These two are tremendous together. So this play and the next one are back-to-back plays for Ogbo. You see him come off the edge, gets a little stutter and a hesitation. He sees where Prescott is. Prescott's set. I love that you highlighted the feet. He sees where Prescott is, darts inside, beats the right tackle, stays flat, and bears right down on Prescott, forces the fumble, and creates a turnover opportunity. He beats his man so quickly because of that athleticism, the decisiveness, that quick get off. I also love how he diagnoses it. Like you can see him reading Prescott's drop as he's coming forward. And then once he, sees it and is like, okay, boom, cuts inside and no wasted movement, beeline right to the quarterback. Really quality rep from him. And then, well, Eric, is there anything you want to add on this one? I know
that was awesome. No, I love that because initially he is also processing run the pass. Then he sees that, hey, it is a pass, but he notices where Prescott is setting up in the pocket. It's a quick pass, but also that the right tackle is still sliding. So he just cuts up inside. So no, that was a great rep. And here's another one with them backed up, right, Ant?
Yep. So this is the play right after the one that we just showed. And what I like about this one, so this is putting, moves together and plan together. What did we just see on the previous play? We saw him beat this right tackle inside. So now he comes off the wide alignment. You get a little bit of a stutter step and a hesitation. And what does he do? He goes to dart inside, knowing that he just beat this right tackle inside badly on the play before, sets him up inside, comes back outside. You see him. There's a perfect pause moment from you here. He's got that outside arm right on that ball of the shoulder for the right tackle, uses that as kind of a launch point for himself. And then he gets the wrist control. Look at the wrist control. Like that's such a huge piece we're seeing in today's NFL for successful rushers. Transitions it right to kind of swiping that arm down, gets some lean, gets some bend, and gets right into the backfield and bears down on Dak Prescott. Pretty. So all on this play, very pretty. All on this play, you saw him building off of a rep that he had before. You're seeing burst, you're seeing athleticism, you're seeing hand usage, you're seeing hand placement, and you're seeing the ability to pair all of those things together like a Street Fighter combo, one after the other, and just winning again quickly. Maybe not as quickly as Fowler because he's a unicorn in that regard, but winning quickly and decisively and causing havoc in the backfield.
Completely differently. This is processing, because he also does that little hezzy right there,
Mm-hmm.
because he's got this running back hugging the hip right here. So if he comes out a little too wide, he's going to get chipped back inside, right? So he's hesitating to see if that running back's going to check and release outside. And so once he does, now that right tackle is again, punching out, and this is when he has to process what the tackle is doing, but also, he's again looking at the spot where the quarterback's going to set up. And as you said, just uses his hands, beats the hands of that guy and turns the corner, and it creates an interception for his team. That is tremendous processing from top to bottom from him, and stringing together moves on the fly. He may have had a plan, but with the running back to his side, that plan had to change a little bit. He's not one-on-one, and so it shortened that edge. So he had to win with his hands, with his pass rush moves and arsenal. And like you said, he's got a really nice arsenal. He's able to do that to create the interception for the Texans. Really good work there from him, and a good choice on that clip, man. That was really good.
Thank you. I do have him pegged as a, quote unquote cheaper option compared to Ebukam, but he is my number one free agent target for the defensive side of the ball. Well, at least up front, I should say, with just what he can do. So now we saw him jack up a tight end. We saw him win from a pass rush perspective. Oh, here's the game against the Tennessee Titans. Seeing what he can do against the run. This is a surf technique from him. This is almost by the book, like watching him just scrape right down the line, sees that the handoff happens, and then tackles Derrick Henry before he can get his, momentum going and really start to get fully downhill. This is so important for what happens in today's NFL, especially with how the Bills defensive ends operate, like being responsible for, that BCR and being able to read this point exactly. If Willis keeps this ball and bootlegs out, that's a threat to the defense. So Ogbo has to be cognizant of that. What's also nice with this one, so this timestamp is later in the game. Earlier in the game, he got beat on a bootleg, just like this action, or just like the action on this play. And every bootleg after that, he played almost perfectly. So you could tell that he was like, crap, I messed up. That can't happen again. He played more under control, but also with urgency like he did on this play, and his ability to kind of just read that out and make something happen. This one might be my favorite from him because of he gets inside, so quickly beats the left tackle. Watch, if you go in slow-mo, once he beats the left tackle, he initially reads it like Haskins, the running back, has the ball. So he starts to crash down on him, sees that he doesn't have it, goes down on one knee. He bounces off his knee and launches himself off his friggin' knee into Malik Willis and takes him down. Like, what? Like, I thought it was like a glitch in the Matrix type play. I was like, maybe no, it was off his foot. So he wins quickly and decisively. Quick little jab step, bang, gets inside, clears the hands inside. Looks at the mesh point, goes for the running back, sees the running back doesn't have it, readjusts mid-dive to launch himself off his knee and take out the quarterback. So he effectively, if this ball goes to Haskins, he's going to make the tackle, but it doesn't, and Willis keeps it. So he just, cool, I'll just alter my plan and launch myself off of my knee.
That was hilarious. It's almost like, being a former wrestler, like being in practice, we would get on the mats, get in lines, and just, practice your single leg takedowns and stuff across the whole mat. And just that's what that reminded me of. Right down the line, again, processing versus the run a little differently. That was a great rep. And as you said, that's so important when you have quarterbacks, that run the zone read game, when you have the midline read game, that you're going to see in the playoffs, especially. But also, when you saw that clip against Henry, like that was, as Anthony said, that was textbook when it comes to that, and stopping the run, but also containing the quarterbacks on those naked bootlegs. Like that was a great job by him, shutting that down, but also shutting the running back down as well. So good stuff from the edge players that we picked there. again, we just want to add some more athleticism, some guys with some different traits to augment what they already have and really just hold them afloat until Von Miller gets back. And we think those three guys can do it in different ways and be used all across the defensive line and create pressure, but also defend the run. So no, good stuff when it came to the edge rushers there. So